boys and girls, and thanks for stopping by. I am your host, the Invisible Critic, and I've got an announcement to make. I've got a new series that I'm kicking off. It's called The Forbidden History of the Globalist Conspiracy, and this will be episode 1, titled Proofs of a Conspiracy. Because before we cover this 250-year-old saga, we first want to establish that the phenomenon is real, because you know these stupid retards that we come across who say, this is a conspiracy theory. We want to show them that, no, this does exist. And we're going to start with some quotes today from this amazing little booklet, linked down below. You really got to get a copy. It's called Proofs of the New World Order by M.S. King. And it's a series of quotes from big names in politics and science and history, all of them openly confirming that this phenomenon, this movement, truly does exist. Let's get into it right away. We're going to start with this guy, John Robison, one of the preeminent scientists, scholars, philosophers of the 1700s. And they tried to recruit him into the early Illuminati and all these conspiratorial groups. And he warned about it. He said, quote, "An association has been formed for the express purposes of overturning all existing governments. The leaders will rule the world with uncontrollable power." It's from a booklet he wrote called Proofs of the Conspiracy. He was a big name back then. He was opposed to it. Fast forward a little bit, you get this evil, rancid son of a bitch, Karl Marx, okay? The god of modern day communist Marxists and libtards. His big slogan was, "Workers of the world, unite the world." He hated the concept of sovereignty. His movement was to be international, all countries, international communist system. H.G. Wells, famous British author of The Invisible Man, The Time Machine, War of the Worlds. Those are the most well-known works. Lesser-known works were one book called The Open Conspiracy and another called The New World Order. And that's how he described it. He says it's an open conspiracy, but it's only like the big shots who know about it. And in that book, The New World Order, he writes, quote, "When the struggle seems to be drifting towards a world socialist democracy, there may be great many delays and disappointments before it becomes a one-world system. Countless people will hate the New World Order and will die protesting it." Those are real quotes. I ain't putting words in nobody's mouth. Okay, get this booklet. Get 100 of them. Give them up. It's linked down below. Oh, this evil, rancid, warmongering, homosexual swine, this bastard, the British bulldog, Winston Churchill. This video of this, I'll link it down below. He said, quote, and he's talking before these globalists. He says, "We must recreate the European family in a regional structure called the United States of Europe." That's today's European Union. This indispensable structure of regional groupings is coming to being, and in this way alone can the skeletal structure of a world government be clothed with the flesh and blood of a living organism. He's telling you right there, straight from the horse's mouth, what it's all about. This guy too. Okay, Albert Einstein, okay, the man of the 20th century, this puffed up charlatan. He had more Communist Party affiliations that you could shake a hammer and sickle at. He was a big one-worlder, very outspoken. He said, quote, "A worldwide organization cannot ensure peace until it gets control over the entire military power of its members. The only salvation of the human race lies in the creation of a world government." Einstein said that, and there's plenty more quotes just like it. Milton Eisenhower, the brother and confidant of super globalist President Dwight D. Eisenhower, big promoter of UNESCO, president of 3 different universities, used to push this UN propaganda to the college students. And there's an article. February 10, 1952, Chicago Tribune, headline, "Brother Milton is a worry to aides of Eisenhower." They worried about him because he's a commie pinko. And the article says, in his UN service, Milton Eisenhower advocated a mighty UN military force as a sole means to peace, holding that force should be larger than any member state or combination of member states. All power to the United Nations, right there. There it is, Milton Eisenhower. James Warburg, the son of Paul Warburg, who is the father of the American Federal Reserve Central Bank scam. And he was also an advisor to FDR, and he said before the United States Senate, quote, "We shall have world government whether or not we like it. The question is only whether world government will be achieved by consent or by conquest." John Lennon of the Beatles, the famous singer, remember his song? This is like the national anthem of the globalists in the one worlders. Let me, Invisible Critic, will sing a few bars for you. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. And then later on he says, "I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one." Listen to the lyrics of this song. And this song has been puffed up, his most well-known song, for one world government. 1998, The Economist magazine, telling you right there, get ready for a one world currency. And it forecasted that it would be like in another 30 years, that all the currencies would crash because the system's rigged, and then they would bring their one world currency. If you control the issuance of the currency worldwide, you can rule the world. They practically got that now. Oh, this son of a bitch, George Bush, Herbert Walker Bush, died last year, thank God. Remember, before the first Gulf War, he kept using this term, was freaking everybody out. New World Order, New World Order. And he goes on TV, he says, it's a big idea, this New World Order, where diverse nations will be drawn together for a common cause. He kept repeating it over and over and over, because, you know, the Bush family, they're big with the deep state and the CIA and all that stuff. Richard Gardner, okay, professor, Columbia Law, he was ambassador to Spain, ambassador to Italy. He wrote, the house of world order will have to be built from the bottom up rather than from the top down. And end run around national sovereignty, eroding it piece by piece, will accomplish much more than the old-fashioned frontal assault. So what he's saying is we're going to get this one world system. We're going to do it a little bit and sneaky. They got to use phony pretexts like NAFTA and free trade agreements and the global warming hoax. That's what he's saying in his own words. But, you know, they don't say this to the general public. It's amongst their elite journals, but it's in his own words. Okay, you can't doubt this. Here's another one, Strobe Talbot, big-time Rhodes Scholar, Time Magazine. He was a confidant of Bill Clinton, worked in the Clinton administration. Quote, he writes, all states will eventually recognize a single global authority. National sovereignty is not such a great idea after all. You want to say this is conspiracy theory? They're telling you what they're freaking up to. And there's more. Walter Cronkite, the legendary anchor of CBS News. He was dubbed the most trusted man in America. He got an award from the World Federalist Society. And he says we need a system of enforceable world law, a democratic federal world government. I got the tape link down below. He's telling you I want world government. And he says, I couldn't say this when I was a network anchor, but now I can speak openly. And after he said that, and he got his Global Governance Award, this nasty bitch, this communist lesbian Hillary Clinton comes up on the screen to congratulate him. This is the actual image. That's why it's a little grainy. So she's speaking to the World Federalists in Cronkite after he got that award. And she says, quote, good evening and congratulations, Walter, on receiving the World Federalist Association's Global Governance Award and for, quote, telling us the way things ought to be. One worlders, leftists, communists, Marxists. Hey, look at this shit stain right here, huh? That's what I call him. I call him a human shit stain on the fabric of American history. Barack Obama. What a disgrace. And he said, quote, the time has come to join together through shared sacrifice and a global commitment to progress. All nations must come together to build a stronger global regime. Oh, look at this one. This nasty hag here. Huh? The frumpy Frau of Germany. She looks like frickin' Frankenstein monster in drag. Angela Merkel. She said, quote, in this day, nation states must be ready to give up their sovereignty. That's a quote. I ain't making nothing up. Now, of course, over the years, there's people who've been opposed to this, okay? Like this guy here. Okay, Adolf Hitler, okay? Oh, they say he's such a monster. Oh, Hitler's so scary. Do you know what World War II was fought for? Because he kicked the globalists' ass and he kicked them out of Germany. And they had to put him down. And he warned against international hyena and international finance. Specifically warned about their plots to establish world government. You understand that? And you know what World War II is all about. There's another one who warned us about the conspiracy. Another one falsely maligned Joe McCarthy. He says this must all be the product of a great conspiracy, a conspiracy on a scale so immense as to dwarf any previous such venture in the history of mankind. He warned us. That's why Eisenhower killed his investigations and then they murdered him. On the down low, they poisoned him. Now we get a little bit more contemporary. Vladimir Putin, another one who's vilified in the fake commie pinko news media. He said, quote, the unipolar system refers to a world in which there is only one master, one sovereign, one center of authority, one center of force, one center of decision-making. This is pernicious and immoral. Okay, and here's another one who gets it from the fake news media every day. Donald Trump said, quote, we will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism. And then he talks about, quote, power-hungry globalists. You know what a globalist is? A globalist is a person that does not care about our country. There it is, folks, both the pro and the con. Today, yesterday, and the day before yesterday. This is real. Get this book. Get a bunch of copies of this book. These are amazing quotes. Nobody, after reading this, can deny that the New World Order conspiracy theory is real. Now that we have established that fact, in the next episode, we begin the actual history of the movement. We're going to start way back in the 1700s. It's going to be an amazing story. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for stopping by. Please share this video. Like this video. Subscribe. Hit the little bell. And please, your whatever financial support so I can continue this series. And it's going to be, I don't know, like I said, 40 or 50 episodes, but it's going to be good. So thanks for stopping by. Until next time, this is the Invisible Critic from North New Jersey, signing off.